Hello everyone, welcome to the third episode of Sci Herald. It is time for another round of recent intriguing science topics from the past 2 months. Early this year, we came to know a bit more about the evolution of retroviruses. Retrovirus is a type of virus that causes different diseases, and some examples include HIV, SIV, hepatitis B virus, feline and bovine leukemia viruses, and many others. And now, we know the origin of such kind of viruses is considerably old, having originated over 450 million years ago. Scientists in Oxford analyzed the genome of various fish and amphibian viruses belonging to a type called foam-like endogenous retroviruses, or FLERV. They observed how viral species go together with some fish species, and also analyzed the biotransmission between different classes, like sharks and frogs. Their analysis revealed two main viral lineages, one with additional accessory genes. Using a power law fitting for evolution, the main lineage, and the retroviruses in general, could then be inferred to have originated in the sea together with or before marine-jawed vertebrates 450 million years ago in early Paleozoic era. There are more minuscule things that evolved with us. Microorganisms like bacteria live inside our bowels helping us, making the gut microbiota. Now, researchers in Hong Kong found that gut microbiota also protects against enteropathy, which is some small bowel injuries, and has been speculated for some time, but not well understood yet. The team of scientists administered a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug called indomethacin to mice and investigated how the microbiota changed and what was its influence in the gut by using RNA sequencing, antibiotics, and fecal transplantation in order to control and study the microbiota changes and its effects. They noted that mice with pre-transplanted adapted microbiota showed less bowel injury. Their findings may lead to new bowel treatments based on the microbiota, like fecal transplantation. Since ancient Greece, the question about what is the most beautiful number exists, and led to the so-called golden ratio, which is related to the Fibonacci numbers 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, and every other number is given by the sum of the last two. Fibonacci numbers and the golden ratio appear in many places, and scientists also found that it appears in biochemistry, given the possible number of fatty acids one can get with a certain size of molecule. Fatty acids are made of long chains of carbon, and researchers in Germany showed that for every extra carbon, the number of different fatty acids that can be created follow Fibonacci sequence. A simple proof is made by noting that molecules with n+1 carbon can be created by attaching one carbon to molecules with n carbons, or by attaching two carbons ending in a double bond to molecules with n-1 carbon, and all the possibilities are covered with it, giving us the very definition of a Fibonacci sequence. This may help to understand and analyze many biological processes, as well as improve chemical approaches to new research. Now jumping into an even smaller world, we have new insights about matter and antimatter. We are all made of matter, and there is something called antimatter that is like our negative image, and when matter and antimatter collide, they annihilate completely. But as you may notice, we don't see this annihilation process at all in our lives because of the overwhelming predominance of matter in our universe. For some unknown reason, there is very little antimatter in the universe, and now the LHC-b collaboration in CERN announced the first evidence for difference between matter and antimatter in particle decays involving three initial particles bound together into a particle type called baryons. This is a strikingly important evidence because all the matter we see and interact, including ourselves, are formed by protons and neutrons, which are themselves baryons. This experiment may help us understand the mystery behind antimatter scarcity and perhaps revolutionize energy and medical science in the future. Leaving molecules and the microscopic world aside, psychology just taught us more about brilliance and gender. This result in science discusses how boys and girls react differently towards smartness and how this influences their interests from the age of 6. Children performed different tasks to associate really smart concept with unknown men and women, And though 5-year-old children associate the concept with their own gender at the same rate, 6 and 7-year-old children displayed and endorsed the brilliance equal male stereotype, suggesting a fast change of mindset in the 5 to 7-year-old range. Most children in the experiment were middle-class, majority white in the US, so how much this result may vary remains a question. Still, the acquisition of this stereotype can be easily understood as happening at young age. Finally, we take a global scale to talk about Anthropocene. You may have never heard about it, but Earth's development history is divided into different ages, the most recent being called Holocene. Yet, recently, some scientists advocate the idea that there is a different era going on called Anthropocene, in which human activity strongly influenced the whole Earth environment in climate, fauna, flora, landscape, and so on. The whole concept of Anthropocene is currently under debate, and as human activities are emphasized, scientists are claiming for the presence of social scientists in this debate too. And some recent evidence may add to this debate, as this paper in Nature Communications argues that human activity was the primary cause for megafauna extinction in Australia about 47,000 years ago. They concluded it by studying sediments in the sea near southwest Australia, which has the advantage of being continuously built with material from the continent, and observed that in the past 150,000 years, herbivore presence resisted various climate changes, surviving very dry as well as wet conditions, but disappeared within 4,000 years of human spreading through the continent, pointing to human overkill as the main factor for their extinction in the late Pleistocene. Whether this adds to the Anthropocene discussion is not evident, but it is an important evidence about human impact to their surroundings that may reflect even on nowadays policy making and how we live on Earth. Thanks for watching to this episode, and I hope you have liked it. For more videos like this, subscribe to the channel. You may leave any comments you have below, and I hope to see you again. Bye bye.